So about last year, I just randomly checked my anime list, a website with very trustworthy ratings on series for some new shit to check out. I wanted something badass to watch, which is hard to ask for nowadays because it feels like you only get the 3 options for every anime season. You either get the basic battle shonen that hasn't evolved past the writing tropes of Naruto Shippuden, the slice of life made for porn addicts, or the isekai also made for porn addicts. So instead of complaining about how new animes don't offer anything anymore or some shit like that, I just did the normal thing and watched literally any other anime that didn't come out this year. So after checking Mal, I found an anime called Gungrave, which is actually a video game adaptation. I had no idea what it was based off of, so I went in blind and just let the show play. Gungrave is a story about Brandon Heat and his origin story to how he became this crazy zombified gunman that uses these cool Jesus pieces to blast at demons. The first episode pretty much shows you him in his current form, and the rest of the series pretty much dives into how it all started. It starts off with our MC Brandon in the cut with his set run by his day one Harry McDowell. They do the usual gang shit around the area, but eventually after a certain turf war goes up in smoke, Brandon and Harry eventually join up with Millennion out of survival. Millennion is one of the largest crime syndicates in the world, and with the cosign of the Big Daddy, yes, that's his name, laugh it up, I know, it's funny. Big Daddy cosigns both Brandon and Harry and gets them to run work for the Mafia. From then on, the story is about Brandon and Harry's rise to power in Millennion and eventually managing more into the group. Eventually taking over things like money management and ordering hits on other people and rival gangs, etc. With their rise to power, it also entails drama as they're now having to deal with infighting within their own gang. The story is like a ticking time bomb of drama slowly building up within Millennion, just waiting for the next big thing to set off each problem.
Every squad got the rapper, prankster, roboxer.
Brandon is a mellow protag, he only speaks when he really needs to, which is good to me, less is more. I don't need characters to go into paragraphs about complexity or some bullshit like that just to be interesting. When he does speak, it's usually when he's linked up with his boy Harry or when he's trying to pipe Big Daddy's daughter Maria. Now onto the goat of this series, Harry McDowell. He will easily be the favorite character of the show. Harry is the definition of him. He is the peak male manipulator and straight up knows how to get shit done. The way he earns power throughout the show, it really shows you how much he stays on top. That dude deserves everything he's gotten. One thing I really love about Harry's character is throughout the show, the richer he gets, the more he forgets how he came up. Man was so focused on the grind, he forgot his own close ones died.
Then act like I don't know nobody.
It's one of those little details that adds a lot to the story and his character, and it's such a nice portrayal of his own greed. Then you got Maria, the girl Brandon trying to pipe. I mean, she's not that interesting to me, but she adds a lot to Brandon's character, so I respect her existence. Then there's Big Daddy, who becomes a better character over time. I really like this father role he fulfills for both Brandon and Harry for the dad they never had. Then there's characters like Bear, Walken, and Bungie, but they can be summed up as just badass dudes. There's a lot more characters I could list off, but I'm just gonna save some time and try not to spoil too much in this video. So now understanding the main story, you're now left with the overall mystery of how the fuck did it get to demons and zombies fighting. Oh shit, I should have mentioned the fact that this was made by the creator of Trigun. That probably would have sold this anime more. Now that I've given this anime its flowers, I gotta give it its tomatoes. Even though I showed really good clips from the show, some of the animation at times, it's very stiff and uses still frames because Madhouse usually spreads themselves thin every time they make an anime. Now, to be fair to Madhouse, it was 2003. They were working on a lot of good shit. That year, they had Hajime no Ippo, Tokyo Godfathers, Ninja Scroll, Technolize, and fucking Beyblade? Then you gotta factor in the stuff they slated for 2004 a year later, which was Monster and Paranoia Agent. Look, I get it's not an excuse, but come on, the pros clearly outweighed the cons for Madhouse at that point. Not to say that Gungrave's animation is atrocious or anything, it's just serviceable. Yeah, it has the Madhouse tag, but don't expect a red line out of this show. Another issue I have with it is it's a weaker second half. It's not as good as the first half in my opinion. The second half isn't as good until the end because the ending is actually pretty good for the show. I'm just saying I mainly prefer the mob drama over the current era story that got switched over. The mob drama just had me heavily invested in the show throughout because it was really well done in my opinion. Now, let me reiterate, this is not to say that the ending's bad. The ending is still a good wrap-up for the show. It's just the last 6 episodes or so building up to it really weren't my favorite is all. Overall, I'd say it's still decent enough to recommend if you want to watch a mob story. It's still pretty good in that aspect. It just could have been better with some certain episodes. I still enjoyed most of my time with watching it. As usual, thanks for watching, my guys. Anyway, be sure to like and subscribe, and also hit the notification bell because my channel's getting blackballed. Thank you.